See, maybe I should go live. Oh, you see me? Because maybe I should go live, right? Hello. Good. So let me see if I could get her to join me. Okay, cool. Well, until she reached back, I can continue making my point. Right. Oh, Risha. Oh, no, Janine, you can't join in the live. I'm waiting on. No, I'm waiting on this lady to come back. So anyway, what I was saying was, Pet Nation had no frills. You walk in and it's two trucks selling a set of fried stuff, toilet section, very well, and then a bar and the stage. Now, it ain't had no Instagram wall and none of those things, right? Yeah, so that was good. Anyway, and the fete had so much vibes, right? Even before the performance come on, you could have feel the buzz, right? That's why Fete Nation was one of the best fits, right? Extemporing, right? So she was asking what it is I doing. Yeah. So anyway, these fits, no, I see it people getting massage on their tent. I see a man skipping line to get a haircut, right? Nothing wrong with that partner. You will get a haircut, but that is not what fet is for, right? Right? I'm not blaming. I'm not blaming the organizers, right? We as a collective people have lost our way when it comes to fetting. Now, in my opinion, right? I could go army fet and I could enjoy myself because army fet ain't had no frills. Army fet just full of vibes. But you can't get a good thing to eat in army. You ain't going to get a good picture in army. Hello.
Hello.
Right. So you can take over now.
Hello. Are you seeing me?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, finally. That's my shitty phone. Excuse the
Yeah.
language.
Wait till the iPhone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Refurbished
Makes
from
sense.
Amazon.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
what were you saying? You were saying something.
I was telling somebody who was saying that not to blame the organizers for how fets are now, and I don't. Right? I think it's all of us. Right? The people who go to the fets to do these things other than just fet. Right? Army is a pure fet. Because when you're going army, you know you're not going to fill your belly on that. Right? You know you ain't going to get on Instagram wall. You might get a Campari stand to take a picture in front of, which you know that ain't happening. Right? But what you're getting is big flag. You're getting people who come to enjoy themselves and again entertainment. Right? The people who come for food and thing and want to feel nice, they will go in the VIP or the SIG. Right? But the rest of the week, I went VIP once in Army and never again. Right?
Me too.
No. Yeah, and that's what I tell people. So Bishops was another fete with level vibes, level food too, right? But they didn't have a big set of decoration, right? That Bishop sign. I love it, right? It helped me take a picture from an article, but yeah. So
That's about it.
yeah, that's about it. So when I view in fetes, decor do rank very highly for me. Um, Food, I break food into two things: the amount of options and the level of service I get. The same with drinks. Drink options, and the level of service I get. When I'm looking at cooler fetes, I'm not giving a cooler fete higher than an average score for drinks because I bring my own drinks, right? If you have street parking, you're not getting no high marks from me for street parking, right? Worse yet, if you want to charge me for parking, on top of, fool me, for the cost of the parking in the ticket, you know? Don't come and add it on, like we in the States, and no, right? If you want to have the same principles like you have over there, no, that can't work here,
Yeah.
right? You gotta think global and act local, right? So one thing I will say is, long time I might have been one to say don't go this fete or don't go that fete, but I don't do that anymore because I'm not trying to damage in any small way or any kind of way anybody business, right? I will put out the pros and the cons.
Yep.
I will say whether I might go back next year or not, or I mightn't say nothing. You will just see it not on my list the following year.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to develop my list of recommendations earlier and earlier to give people more time to see if they want to listen to me at all or not. Some people do listen, but
And to get the funding, I mean,
yeah.
fitting is a very expensive endeavor.
You're telling me I just have to start saving for Carnival as this Carnival done. See,
Wow.
I on my YouTube channel, which I don't really maintain much, but I did have budgeting and financial tips because I'm a financial
Yeah.
analyst, right? And I budget from January to December. And in that budget, in the November and December, is where I put pet and costume. And if I play in mass, I'll budget for June, July, and I pay down payment. All right?
Yeah.
Right.
Bang on.
And then in a spreadsheet. So when I know how much I get paid every year, every month, what's my expenses, I just accrue that money, right? Sometimes it'll be enough, right? And I'll have to come back on FET because I can't go everywhere,
Yeah.
right? But since this year, early or maybe last year, people have been contributing. And that's the biggest issue with this. Where does the value come, right? Now, naturally, it's made sense that the users of the service would be the ones to fund the service. No promoter going and pay me or fund me to come to FET and tell them what they ain't doing good. Well, not many. It has some who appreciate the feedback, and it has some who, after the last set of feedback, they may want to see me in the FET again. Right?
Well,
I go and go call.
I noticed you I don't know if it's a new thing for you, but you are getting media accreditation. Is that a new experience where you have like the behind the scenes access to some of these
Yes.
fetes? Is that new? Oh.
Yes. So this year, FET actually, Bishops was the first FET to invite me to come, right? And to give me a media accreditation with the understanding that it has no influence or bearing on what I'm going to say, right? And they know that.
Yeah.
And there was one particular FET, I guess, that said, well, all you had to make sure he gave us a good review. And the person who was trying to bring me said, no, we want a fair review.
Yeah.
And that's what you will get from me. And I will disclose to people that I did get a media pass and that I did get, a comp or whatever it is, so that you could factor in that in how much weight you assign to my review, right? Because I believe in transparency.
Yeah.
But yeah, this year was great for that. I went to a lot of fetes as media,
Yeah.
and it was cool.
I saw that.
Especially,
I was like, that's big for your brand and that's big for your name, in my
yes,
opinion. Yeah.
yes, yes. And I want to thank specifically Benny Hater because he refused to let me stay home in my house, right? He refused to not have me at certain fetes, and he refused to just leave me outside to not get the full experience with the patrons and the artists and what goes on backstage and that kind of thing. And I truly appreciate that, right? So yeah.
Would you attend sometimes in your branded apparel, or you're going as
Well,
you?
it depends. So here the thing with my branded apparel, yes, but only to certain kinds of fits.
Okay.
So I can't just up in my Tana or polo and go the people good all inclusive,
True.
right? I know, although I do see men in CIC and QRC and thing in short pants and thing,
Yeah.
right? And yeah, them fellas, they don't even try. All the ladies deck out looking, put together, nines and tens, and you have these men, looking scruffy like, they just roll out the house and somebody say, hey, let me go QRC, and you say, hi. That is not me. So I did wear this army,
Okay.
right? But in terms of the merchandise, we're working on putting out more of that because, Natasha, people fighting for tumbler, right? People climbing each other back for Hennessy tumbler, right? You know? So, and people asking me for merch. I'm
What?
flattered. Yeah, I'm flattered. People want jerseys, people want caps, whatever it is. I would have done it earlier, but my concern was keeping it affordable for people, but not putting myself in expense because last year before, we did the merch thing. And after the initial flurry of people who say they want merch, the
Nothing.
rest of them disappeared, right? And I have a tub of merch there. So,
So,
yeah, so I tell myself, I even have an enamel cup with my logo on it, because a long time thing, we love enamel cups, right? Just to make it fall, it will dent and rust. Everybody know that enamel, right? But I was exploring a print-on-demand service in the States where people from wherever I could order it, they will print my logo on whatever I put on the store. But the cost, right? And I could always tell myself, well, if you want to, go pay the cost. But I can't do people that, right? So I just, once we figure out the economics, then yeah, merch for everybody.
okay.
Yeah.
And then part of building your brand too, I saw you invested in our websites. I'm not sure if that's something all content creators do, but why was it important to have that website presence where you just create everything and log it there, archive it there, basically?
Right.
That was an investment, yeah.
Well, that's one of the main reasons, right? To be able to archive everything, make it searchable, make it shareable to people who not on different social. It have people in this world who not on any social media. Imagine that,
True.
right? And they've been asking for ways to read the log outside of Facebook and Instagram and that kind of thing.
Right.
And also, for me to try to monetize and to get funding, I had to find a way where I could link it to PayPal or to WePay or those kinds of things, which I've done on the page. And then I also have my photography there because I got into landscape photography during COVID. And yeah, I like to show off my photography. So my trips to Iceland and Portugal and Madeira and all those things, I put those things there for people. And there have been people who wanted to buy prints and that kind of thing. So but believe it or not, this is my second website. The first website, I bought that and was trying to use that. And then I realized nobody was going to this website. And it was just a cost.
Yeah.
Right? And I decided, well, you know what? I'll just get rid of the website. So I lost all the content because I didn't realize that after they shut down the website, they give me a certain amount of time and then they just purge the servers of everything that was not related. Yeah. So, but I started over and I gathered stuff that I had from all over and put what I could have reassembled back on the site. So it's there. I built the site from scratch on Squarespace using the University of YouTube. So,
You mean? And it's interesting that you don't, because most people, when they enter a blog post, so just click share and put it on Facebook, but you actually take the time to the same post that you see on your website is on the Facebook page. So you have the long written version, not just the link to the page, you know. And I appreciate that because a lot of people take a shortcut when they post something, you know.
Actually, long time I used to post the picture, right? And when you click on the picture, it would take you to the website. But Facebook decide they want to make more money. So they want to charge me $12 US every month for that feature. I said, no, thank you, partner. Yeah, no, thank you. I'm not earning anything really on Tana's not to be allow me to do that.
Yeah.
So no. Yeah.
Okay. So that's it. And do you ever be conscious of well, I've never had a problem reading the longer posts because of your creativity and wit and all that. Or are you ever conscious that just going on too long? Maybe I should cut it down to 500 words, make it a little shorter.
There are certain posts that get very long, always, because of the amount of performance, right? Reviews of Carnival Monday and Tuesday, they get long. And if I do stop myself, I'll just keep going and going and going and going, right? And then, funny enough, it has some people who say, you know, the final was too short. The final wasn't detailed enough. It ended too abruptly. You know, can't please everybody.
Yeah.
Then I have some people say, hey, your post too long. I can't read that. To those people, I don't even bother. I mean, I just tell them you're not the target audience. So,
no, but
you know,
your credit, once you get in it, you're in it. You're like, I want to see how it ends. You want to see how it, you know, all the journey takes me. So I've never had a problem reading it. But sometimes when I look back, I say, I read all this.
Good.
It's really long.
Good. I'll be like, I write all this?
Yeah. And then too, that brings me to timeliness, because when you look at the traditional media or when you see express covers of fete, they have to compete with the front page news and they have to compete with, okay, there's a murder, and so my story get pushed to the back. You don't have that challenge where, you know, I have to edit myself or I have to take this out because there's enough space, there isn't enough space or whatever. So what is that timeliness in the back of your head telling me? I have to do this today, I have to do this next week. When do I have to post?
Right. So I usually try to post the very next day because or sometimes the same night, right? In 2020, I did a program during the news for 3 to 5 minutes with CNC3 fetting with Tana, right?
Oh, nice.
I would go to the fete with a cameraman, walk around, whatever, and they would do the editing of the video and everything, and I would do the write-up for The Guardian, right? They restricted me to a certain number of words, which is actually harder than me just free-writing, right? But I would make sure and write that before I either go to sleep or as I wake up. And even the producer, Fane Richards, Fane was like, I don't understand how you produce these things so fast. I was like, Fane, the longer I take is the more the memories will fade. So I have to hurry up. So yeah, that's what I was doing.
Wow. Okay. And I love the freedom you have. As I said, everybody's commenting, they read every single word. And that's some level of freedom, but does it weigh on you that Ariel was sleeping, but what are the challenges with that timeline that you have?
Sometimes it have times I wake up and people asking me where the review. I was like, I know, wake up. I reach home 5 o'clock from Army, and you want to hear the review already, right? Yeah, so sometimes it's a challenge. But yeah, to believe it or not, it would take me long to write these things. Once I know what I want to write, it do take that long. It takes a little bit longer when nothing happened in the fete. If the fete was uneventful, Then I have to figure out what I could
Okay.
write about in this pet. So I have to. So as I said, it's for me it's storytelling. So I create characters, right? Xerxes was one of my recent characters in Beach House. Um, I write about different things that happen on the stage with performers. Some performers don't like it,
Hmm.
you know, but that's a separate issue. Um, and as I told somebody recently, if you notice, in most of my posts, there'll be at least one victim. One person will get picked on a little bit, right?
Show
Um,
in Winchester. Yeah.
hey, I apologize to Sherwin. Sherwin is still a boss. Sherwin mashup. I could put my hand and say when I wrong,
Mm.
right? And let me take the opportunity to also apologize to Fair and Lions, right? In the past, I may have been brutal and I may have been unkind, um,
That's smart.
and I recognize now
Child.
that yes, you know my new motto, right? I love Bungie,
Yeah.
Bungie love Fair, and
I
I love Fair.
love Fian.
Somebody said
Yeah.
that I need to ease up Nyla. All right, fine, I will ease up Nyla. All right, Lord, yes. Nyla, see, and all of these things add to the,
Yeah.
I guess, the story. So
Yeah.
people know I'm not a fan of Nyla's voice. And I'm
Yeah.
not saying Nyla's not a good performer. I just don't like her voice,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Me
I
too.
will say things about Sherwin, but I'm a reformed Sherwin, Winchester fan. Campari. People know my view on Campari.
Yeah.
They know my view on Jumbies. They know these are different things that they know are part of the whole experience, right? So that is what it is,
Yeah.
the experience.
Yeah. And of course, working in the media, you'd see I think there's some kind of level of pressure to stay until the end because you don't know if Rowley will fall on the stage, you don't know if wrapping up a chord, some light will hit some minister, etc. Do you have that same pressure to stay till the end of the fete and not miss a moment, or is that something you experience?
Well, the pressure is not for me, you know. I just want to go from to open the fete and stay to the end. The pressure is my wife or whoever go with me because them know I doesn't want to leave, right? I be there. If the fete is 7 hours long, I there for 7 hours,
What?
right? It have fete, yeah, I mean, it have CICs have fete. I show up when the gates open and leave when they get your box of food to go home with, right? I just stay for the whole fete.
Oh my
So nobody
gosh.
can
And
say,
that's
well,
intentional.
yeah, but for most pets, it have pets I left early and people say you missed this and you
Yeah.
missed that and whatever. And I don't like to hear that,
Yeah.
I miss certain things, right?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I try to be there for the whole thing, you
Wow.
know? So the pressure's not on me.
But do you ever write about the journey out? Because for me, I know a lot of people leave because hey boy, traffic gonna be sticky. Let me bust out of here now. But you never write about the journey home and like
You see,
3 hours of traffic and
right?
whew,
Well, we don't really experience that, you know why?
what?
When, right, so certain fets, you don't know where to park,
Right.
right? And it have trainees have an issue where they have to park right next to the fete. They have to park in the closest car park, right?
Mm.
They don't think about, all right, you park next to the North Stand. But when it's time to leave the North Stand in the Savannah, what you gonna do? Sit down there to, no, I don't do that. I'd rather walk to get to the fete. When I reach back to the car, we just make a U-turn in St. Clair and we gone,
Mm.
right? Through the back of Ellerslie and we going back to Digo.
And you're
So
asleep. I understand.
I can't tell you when last we was in a whole set of traffic leaving our fit, right? Plus, as Trisha Tony say, by the time it's time for me to leave, I properly sourced sometimes. My rideshare driver, I just knock out. Whether it's my wife or whoever, I knock out in the car. So it could be 3 hours, but I got 3 hour nap. Right? Watch how I'm going to have to travel to every fete
Wow.
from now. Oh, good.
Okay, that's why we never see her Wow, I was so frustrated going home. This fete is worse. You need to change the
Yeah,
venue. So you never
yeah,
have
yeah.
venue challenges. Is there any fete you would say needs to change their venue or has outgrown their venue? I know you made a job at Fatima, still being inside Fatima. But is there any venue you would
I
say, okay, not
I not
appropriate?
say nothing about Fatima. Not me and them, right?
Mm. Who has
Farmhouse,
grown?
farmhouse needs to move. Farmhouse is too much people, too much traffic, right? To go down there. When people taking boat to come to your fete, right? You know something wrong. Even though I have a partner who have a boat who tell me if I want to go, we could go. But he's what boat taxi for these
Right.
things. But they need to move the fete, right? It's too huge, right? The fete is good, but a lot of people imagine a lot of people stay away because of where it is, and it's still overpacked.
Wow.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah. So
And
I mean,
who has outgrown their current venue? Fatima, Holy
I'm
Name.
not saying anything about them. I'm not saying anything about them. Them will never invite me back to the fete. In fact, they've never invited. I should know once they invite me once.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
but yeah,
And for
um,
those that invite means they get comes, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
You don't invite somebody and then hand them an invoice.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Say I come to my fete, now that'll be $1,200.
Ouch. Or a discount. You can get a discount. It's free.
I
Free to
mean,
come.
no, don't get me wrong, right? I would pay to go to any school fete,
Yeah.
right? Because supporting the school. And if I want all the schools to go, but if you give me crumbs, right? And because I just always buy my tickets first. And if you give me crumbs after, right? The tickets already bought, you already got the money.
Yeah,
I will get back my money from somebody else. But you gave me money,
yeah.
right? Um, but I don't ask people for comps. I don't ask for media passes. I don't do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you offer, great, as long as you understand what it means.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But I'm not asking nobody for no comps. No, that's not it.
So when you say you reach the point, because we know about rappers and the rap lifestyle and clubbing, and people get paid to club. Do you think now you're reach a point where there's value to your presence? So there's certain fetes that you would not be seen in because your value is not matching the level of the fet?
Um, I wouldn't say that. One of the fets I enjoyed the most was when we went Jam Nation. That was last year, or year before. I don't remember. And that fet was great. No, yeah, it had some fets. I ain't going no zest, right?
What are you
Because
talking about?
I
Okay,
ain't
what
going no.
about Holy Cross Fet? Like it's up on the hill, it's in the east, it's $200. You
Well,
would
I
say nah,
mean,
nah,
I would I
not my
wouldn't
money.
say I wouldn't say no, because
Okay.
I I, I don't know these fets, and the only way for me to judge them is if I go and I say, nah, wait, that fet too rough for me, right? Even though somebody who's met me somewhere, they tell me that I stush already, they tell me that I heartless and soft. I only talk bigger than Facebook now. So if I stush, then maybe I can't go them ground fets. But now I will go. I will go. Once I have a driver, I will go almost. Almost.
Because me
Right? Because
personally,
I
I
just
was
drink.
so the reason I asked because personally, as I mentioned in the start, that this year I will take a back seat and I was telling friends my only fet I go in is fet for $200, and the response people was like, "You going to get off it? You going there?" I'm like, "No, that's my budget. So why you laughing at my budget?"
Well,
So I
I
did
go
find
in
one or
paying
two fets.
$200 fets too.
It had
You know?
Holy Cross had a fet for 200. El Dorado
Right?
East. Well, I'm from the East, so El Dorado East had a 350 fet. There's like Trinity College.
350, yeah.
350.
350, 400, you'll get a nice cooler fete,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah.
So
200, yeah, they're pushing it there. Yeah, pushing it
there were two
for, yeah, by the
performers
school
there.
does that.
They had Pretty and had Open House for $200
I
and
really
Holy
like
Cross
Pretty
Fet.
though.
Yeah.
I like Pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so,
Pretty girl
so
and straight out of them. SOB5.
yeah, so like was 300. So so you are open to
Yeah,
looking beyond.
yeah. I
Okay.
could try that thing at least once.
At least once.
Yeah, at
Yes.
least once. At least
So
once.
what was the point you were making? Some people accuse you of being too stoosh.
Yeah, some girl see me dining with the saints outside. And she was like, look at you now. You just touch stuff, telling people all kind of thing on Facebook. You just harmless. That's all right, family. I'll take that. I'll take that small thing.
Hey,
Somebody said $200 used in a river line.
I didn't go.
It,
But I would
it
have.
might be more for the duck.
I would have. I would have.
Yeah.
So I also noticed too that there's a strong emphasis on replying to persons. So how important is it that when persons comment on your post, you give that kind of feedback or engage them?
Um, I like to engage with people once, especially regulars. I like to talk to them and get to know me. Um, and well, it has some people I wouldn't engage in because you don't have to agree with me, but we all have to be respectful, right? So those people, I don't take them on. But for some reason, I like every time I get a notification somebody comments, I just want to respond. I like to see when I go on my page, 100% response rate. I like to see that. Because if you could take your time to read what I write, and then further take more time to comment, the least I could do is respond and say, and even if it's just a thumbs up or a thanks or yes, I try to respond.
Okay, very good. And of course, that fuels the algorithm because sometimes I say I'm browsing and your posts pop up. So those out there, it's important to engage persons. Have you ever
Yeah,
faced
I don't even know how
backlash?
to backlash.
No criticism that you were too harsh, you went in too hard. Anything that made you want to? Any regrets? Like anything that made you regret maybe going there?
Um, One time I made some harsh comments about Nikki Crosby at Fatima, and Nikki come for me in the comments, and I had to backpedal and apologize. And I mean, right, me and Nikki real good right now. I see Nikki and Juve hug ship, right? I was always threatened to jam her when I see her. But on reflection, I was like, yeah, maybe I was a little harsh there. Um, Maybe, as I said, looking back on the things I've probably said regarding Fayan may have been rough. Nylon, okay, maybe.
Maybe,
But yeah,
but no regret.
um,
Well,
these you see, and I realize these creatives, because I don't really consider myself one yet, but they're very. I mean, they have a lot of pressures, right? So when I say certain things, if they see it, it might just add to that, and they might on a normal day, it might just be whoever who is he, and then that day might just be the day to trip them out. And they work done hard as it is already, so I don't want to be that guy. So I trying to turn over a new leaf. Trinities like to say whatever they want to say about people. We're not happy that we wash our mouth on somebody. Uh, so I still want to talk about things like Kess outfits, so Marshall 10 for 1 outfits, I mean, because it's facts,
yeah.
right? Um, but other than that, I mean, yeah, I just get backlash. I have people's comedy comments to me. People oppose me in public because they don't like what I say about pan or tassa or whatever it is. I mean, whatever. As long as they don't lash me, we good. Yeah.
And do you think people are seeing this because you've had viral moments in the past, or do you know for a fact that you've been viral somewhere? And what was that experience?
The only thing that I would consider viral was I did, this was during the time when Game of Thrones was big. And I did a remix of, I can't remember this British Jamaican rap man anyway, with Daenerys, about Daenerys burning down King's Landing, right? I basically did a few lines and I posted that today. The next morning, that gone international, hundreds of thousands of people from all over, men remixing it, all kind of thing. And I was like, wow, right? So yeah, it was good to see that so many people bought into it. Even though some of the more popular things I've done, I didn't really even expect it to reach anywhere. It was just, it came to me at the time, I write it down, I put it on Facebook or wherever, and it reached where it reached. Like Bungie. Bungie, right, carry it, he see, and it reached where it reached.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Risha, hi Risha. She said people talk about you on other pages. So I don't know if she means in a good way or a bad way. So I don't know if you what is the experience with I don't know, is it a good way or a bad way?
Well, both.
What happened?
Both. It have certain pages with thousands of followers, tens of thousands of followers sometimes would pick up something I write and share it. Right? And that's good. Then it have people who warring with me that I don't even know they're warring with me, right?
Yeah.
It is one particular gentleman who warring and saying all kind of thing about me and my followers, whatever. And when I actually saw it, I just went in the comments and started to laugh. Right? So I get from both sides, but I mean the majority is, and that's true. As I think my sister commented there, people take certain things I do, cut out my logo and post it as theirs. So
Wait. What do you mean? They are fraudulent sites?
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to claim intellectual rights on Facebook when you do a meme and thing, right?
Yeah.
Because it have people who they find it funny, they want to be the ones to project that funniness, so they cut out my logo. So that's why I started putting my logo everywhere. It's like it on, but still, they still take it. So
that's a good point. Intellectual property. How do you?
Yeah, it's tough.
It's tough. Okay.
It's how people take my status, my written status, and put it as their own, right? And I didn't put any watermark or anything because it was just a thought that crossed my mind. And then I see it out there and people laughing and giving people real credit for, hey, that real funny, hey, how it come? I'm thinking, my Lord, right? So, yeah, but you're right. My followers just make them out too. Just come and just tell me, look, I'm on doing X, Y, Z. Yeah.
Right, big up your followers.
Yeah.
And big up you. Your photography is beyond impressive too. Very good.
Thanks.
I want to go back to what you mentioned with the CNC3 cameraman and that opportunity you got there. Tell me how that came about and why are we no longer seeing that? What happened there? What was that initiation journey and what happened?
Well, at the time, I was doing my thing, and one of the people who actually read my page is Fane Richards, who's on Instinct, right? Fane reached out to me with the idea of doing the show, and she spoke to him at the time. They were both at CNC3, and it was Fane who was the producer, myself, and the cameraman, and we would go around and we would do it. They would edit it, whatever. It would air as like a 3-minute, 5-minute segment, maybe 3 minutes during the news. But Fane ended up leaving CNC3. So did Hema. So did Kamal Georges, who was also involved. And I don't think anybody else there picked it up. And I think also they also have their own party review people. I can't remember the name of it. But yeah, they have their party review people too. So
Well, that's what I was getting at. Like, what made you said Fane was a fan?
Mm-hmm.
Was there any meeting, like a suddenly meeting room with the producers? I was like, your stuff is great because, as you said, they can send a reporter to do the same thing. But what
Right.
was the aspect they found with you in particular?
I have no idea. She just reached out to me and tell me to come for a meeting in his Guardian building. Yeah, and I
Such a
went down.
Mhm.
Yeah, I went down and we Kevin is my cameraman. And I was like, Kevin, yeah, Kevin used to rule. Kevin used to tell me you gotta do that take over, that was balls. But yeah, we went to all kind of fete. People invite us to flight attendants fete up in the east and thing. That's where I met Nadia. I
Mhm.
interviewed Nadia, you know. But so yeah, we went backstage at CIC and interviewed Kessa, and that was great. Yeah. But, but yeah, so they just met with me and decided they wanted to do that. And I was like, great. So, but then it just fell away.
So
So
is that your property or the station's? Because it's nowhere on your website.
it,
I haven't seen like the
it's theirs. It's on my YouTube channel, but it's theirs. So I basically link to their thing, their CNC3 thing. Um, so if you go on my YouTube channel, you might find it. Um, I think
I would love.
it's public.
Mhm.
I can't remember if it's public. But yeah, that's my problem right there. It has so much media to manage. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, no
They
TikTok.
enjoy.
It have all kind of other things that the young children and them using. I'm tired. It's a lot. So I still trying to figure out a workflow
But you're
where
growing.
yes, but right, I now do my first TikTok video ever. Right? After however long. So it's the hello. Oh, they see me? Will they still see me? Hello. Why all they tried to come in the chat? No. Yeah. So we have to wait until she come back. But yeah, there's too much to manage, too much. Right? Video by writing by TikTok by good Lord. I'm still waiting on Miss Lady to come back. Um, yeah, she dropped off. So all the questions, or they could ask me questions right now while we're waiting. Let's see what they have. Do ask me about Campari. Yes, I'm working on the merch. Don't worry. I'm working on the merch, but watch how only 6 all you buy it. Alright? But that's alright. That's alright. I will just do it for the 6 all you. Don't worry. Xerxes still looking for me. If you see Xerxes, I don't know why I didn't take a picture of him. Nah? Tana's log Tumblr. Yep. Tana's log Tumblr is the real flick. You want Soca Street tickets for the next 5 years, Sabrina? How? How? Right now, it's best to build a house on Serpentine Road and wait, right? Or go there like the night before and climb in the river and climb up. You know, because I don't even know how I get tickets this year. Actually, I do know my partner, Crix Linky. Yeah. I still have my old merch too. I have a whole tub of old merch down there, right? I might give it away to someone there just now. I never promised you no Hennessy tumbler, partner. Right? Yeah. So where's this lady, by? All ain't asking me no proper questions. Proper questions. Ask me some proper questions. What it is all you want to know. Right? All right, here we go. Here we go. You're back.
I hope the audience took care of you.
No, they were asking me all kind of madness, right?
What did I miss? Sorry, guys.
Oh, someone asked me earlier about jumping through hoops for tickets. I'm not sure what that question was about.
Selling your soul.
Um, yeah, tickets unnecessarily hard to get for certain fets, right? Soca is one. Fet with the Saints is one, but Fet with the Saints is a I guess a size and quality problem because people keep saying, why did we expand the Fet? Print more tickets. But what people don't understand is more tickets mean more food, more
Logistic.
drink, more legit. Yeah, it's ridiculous, right? So you can't just expand the size of a fete, else you'll end up like certain fetes that had 2,000 people 1 year and expand to like 7,000 and couldn't fill the demand of people, food done, drinks done, you know what I mean? So no, Bayview is another one that's very hard to get as well. I've been to Bayview once, um, and there was one of the organizers actually say, "Wait, you never went? Yeah, yeah, I could get a ticket." I was like, "But, so all this time you ain't give me your ticket, you know?" But yeah, what else is hard? I mean, I think those are the main fests that are difficult to get, you know. Long time Blue Range used to be hard. I think Rise and Roast must be hard now too because that location's small.
Question.
Mm.
So when the foreigners get their tickets, because I always be like, well, you know rich now, or you have a ticket for this,
Right,
that.
brainwash. As brainwash go on sale, it is done. Right? Like they just be waiting, like they know when they're coming out on any tickets, and as it come up, click, 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 done. Then it have people who are people down here, right? Who gain tickets for them, right? And even for these fets that are ridiculous to get tickets to, you'll see scalpers outside. No, CIC, and I'm not sure if people knows this. The way CIC distributes tickets is the first. Well, I'm not talking about the corporate tickets, right? Because obviously, if you have sponsors, you have to give the sponsors something, right? That's just how it works. But for the public, there's a alumni distribution, maybe on a Saturday in December. So all the people who like to coast and say that too early for me to get a ticket, December alumni tickets is good and you just get to buy 2 tickets, right? Either for VIP or for general. Then that's this Saturday and maybe the Monday, right? Then the following day or two, they open it up to the public, where anybody could come, line up in the school, and get 2 tickets for purchase for as long as the amount of tickets they have last. So I just go down there, the crack of dawn, to get tickets for other people because I could get my tickets through alumni easy. Right? I go and pay for my tickets on a Saturday and online because they have a code as alumni. You go, you get them your code, you get your tickets. Right? They verify that you're alumni, you get tickets. When I go down the public now, right, it are people who just be coasting. I'm not lining up for no ticket in December at 5 o'clock in the morning. And then the week before the fete, Tana, you can help me get a ticket. You know anybody who have tickets? And I tell them, no, I help nobody. Because you should have go, right? It have people who show up there with 10 friends, all of them in the line, all of them getting 2 tickets. Scalpers just come, all of them in the line, all of them getting tickets, right? Because it opened to the public just when the ticket's done, it done. This year they change it. Yeah, go ahead.
No. But it's not announced. Or it's like who knows that it's for sale. Is it?
The public distribution, I believe it's on their Instagram page. And if it isn't, it should be, because that's how I just moved it. Um, but yeah, there is public distribution for the tickets. Yeah. But trainees like to be last minute on course. So,
Well,
and
listen,
there would never be
I,
enough tickets.
mhm.
That's a good question.
Oh,
The fees for
wow.
purchasing tickets on island
And
e-tickets
to piggyback on that question, is it true that they were selling it in US dollars this year? Because I also heard that.
for
So,
certain fets.
okay.
Certain fets, if the promoter only wants US, because they're foreign promoters, right? The Fed will charge it, the island e-tickets will sell it, yeah. And they will charge their percentage on the ticket. So,
Mm.
me now, I would make a decision if I want to go and try and get a physical ticket, or if it just not with the hassle and just go and pay the extra fee. But not everybody's want to pay that fee, right? And that's them. If you're going to plenty fits, that fee go out. Yeah,
So, but I think it's here to stay,
yeah,
e-ticketing. And of course, because they capture your information. I'm getting
yeah,
emails from tickets I bought. Like, why do you even?
yeah.
Because they have
Also,
your information.
it's about
Yeah.
security too, right? So when you buy physical tickets, is a problem because physical tickets easier to, I guess, counterfeit than the
Mhm.
electronic tickets you get from Ireland. You ticket unless somebody hack your account and
Yeah.
that kind, you know what I mean? So yeah,
Those fees, though. Whew.
yeah,
You ain't
those fees could be rough. Those fees could be rough. Yeah.
And as you speak about you being invited to fetes, is there any particular fete you have your eye that you wish you were invited to or you'd want to?
Um,
High line.
I don't mind going prestige.
Right. So
Yeah,
we spoke.
I don't mind going prestige. I mean, I'll pay if I had to go there, but I don't mind getting a little invitation to go down prestige. And in fact, I think next year I'll go down prestige and see what's the scene. Right. Yeah. Because, I mean,
I,
people tell me come down, man.
you and Risha in sync. As you say something, she says.
My sister stay in Lime. I've been to Lime.
Mhm.
I've been to Lime in the general. I've been to Lime in the VIP. Now I know they have some other levels, but I you see that's why one of the things I look at for the rating is value for money, right?
Mhm.
Just because you tell me that this pet's so exclusive,
Mm.
or you bring in beef that went to Harvard and from China when I don't
Here
even
at home.
eat meat. Yeah, you know. You bring in some free range tofu. I'm not paying you $5,000 to go in one fet. No.
Mhm.
You understand? That ain't happening.
So there have been some comparison to Grenada's carnival in terms of I don't know say the mosh pits, because if you look at footage from Grenada Carnival, you see and they all jump up in the clusters and left to the right and left to the right, whatever. Um, do you think we'll ever go back to those days? Or I know Army, you've been to Army, and Army is like the last big of the big fets. So piggybacking on that question, do you think Army has staying powers? They have legs to stand on, and
Um, yeah. Is probably the last
of the
big
big flags.
big flag. I see Bungie trying to bring out hard fets,
That,
which are vex of us this year, right? But I will try and make sure and go next
ah,
year.
yes.
Hard fet. Yeah, I mean that fet look like real vibes. I mean, but it's
Yeah,
not a big
yes.
location, right?
So, Forge.
Yeah. But army itself seems like it getting smaller, right? Because I've been going army for a number of years, and it used to be massive, right? This year seemed like the crowd was either around the same or a little bit smaller than last time. The vibes were still there, um, but I'm not sure what it is. But Amios keep changing the layout every year, right? Every year they change the layout. I don't know. Somebody tell me it's because of the space and this, that, and the other. But they made some errors in with the crowd, and that turned certain people off. Then it have people who they basically don't want to stay up till 4 o'clock in the morning, and Marshall now coming on stage,
Yeah.
right?
On a
So
Friday. Woo.
I will always go as long as it have a army fete, because army is not just the performance to it. Army is the crowd. From the time you
Yeah.
hit the savannah and you see the people and them in the outfits. And I vex it all you for talking me out of wearing my camo joggers, which I may or may not have, so don't come and raid my house customs.
You could
Right?
have won it.
Right. I should have waited. But next year I come in camo everything.
Mhm.
Hat, jersey, rag, bandana, everything.
I don't
I
think
go
you
be
want to
camo
win that,
man.
but you are seeing a reduction in attendance.
Yeah.
I think that's scary. I think
I'm not
that's
sure. But it's like a changing of the, I guess, fitting generation, which is the same thing I was saying about
yeah,
Bungie.
yeah,
But Bungie started off the song by saying, I could hear them saying, boy, stop living in the past, which is what the new generation basically did,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
You know? Um, but I mean, that song speak to people like me, that speak to everybody who went army, right? It mash up army.
Mm.
But as the generation change and the people who fetting started stop fetting and want to go Barbados or travel for carnival instead of being in the carnival, naturally it might change. So you might have to try and find a way to, revamp or reinvigorate the thing. But is a grown spet. So I know how you're going to do that.
Mm.
Not for the price. Army is charged. Army is the cheapest. You know?
So as a regular feta, I mean, you're attending fetes, it's your thing. What would you, and of course you have an international audience, what would you tell someone right now who's fearful of attending a fete like army or even going to a fete where it ends at 6 a.m. or what would you tell someone about crime and safety and trying to lay those fears?
Well, first off, army is the safest fit. It have nothing can happen to you in army unless you misbehave yourself
And the drag.
and the army men blow you out. Right? They'll
Yeah.
scoop you up and carry you outside for a session. Right? But otherwise, crime is everywhere. In every country, right? What people don't realize is, yes, you not have plenty crime fight signs. But when you take all the crime in a country and put it into two newspapers, it would look ridiculous. People as compared to the states and whatever, right? But if you take all the crime in the entire United States or the whole of New York, these same New Yorkers who complain about crime will not leave the house, right? My thing with crime is you gotta know your surroundings. It has certain things you could do to protect yourself, right? We saw a girl walking away from a fete at 3 o'clock in the morning on a lonely road by herself,
Mm.
right? And then if something were to happen now, you can't blame the victim, but you also have to do things to protect yourself,
Yeah.
right? So when we go in fetes, we try to be alert. We try to park in areas that have a lot of people. Um, we try not to go fetes in areas that's sketchy. I mean, that could sound bad, but
Hey.
I mean, we gotta be real, right? Um, but yeah, I don't wear a set of jewelry either,
Yeah.
right? I have my wedding ring and I have a ring I buy in Iceland. That is it. I'm not trying to attract attention from nobody,
Yeah.
right? You're not going to see me wearing no $2,000 shoe and them kind of thing. No, right? It's sad that you can't enjoy your things how you want to enjoy your things, but at the end of the day, you gotta be smart. But,
True. And
yeah.
well, she feels safer abroad, but who knows? So we
Well,
spoke about. Mhm.
no, go ahead.
No, saying we spoke about the Grenada Carnival and well, if you're on Twitter, I'm not sure. There's always carnival wars, and or you're going to this place, Trinidad, they like little Jamaica. Let me call them my
Yeah,
name. Jamaican say hi. Some people, there's this inter-island war and this carnival, and even in our lakes we say something like no competition. Our carnival is the greatest. There's the Mecca and all these things. what is it in your future? Do you plan to go to other fetes and blog about them the same way?
Yeah, well, Jamaica Carnival getting real big. It's been growing, right? And yeah, I would like to experience a Jamaica Carnival at some point. I've been to Miami Carnival more than once, and I might probably go back because one of my friends, she had a fit, a Juve kind of fit. That fit was pure madness. That's when Problem Child had his song Crazy People.
Yeah.
Um, he People was jumping off trailers into the crowd. There was blue smoke everywhere, water. It was craziness. She told me when we went to that fete, it was 1,500 people ish. She tell me, I see her this year, and she tell me have 10,000 people in that fete now. I could only imagine what that fete is. I would like to go and check that out too. So I don't mind going. You know, if somebody would pay me to travel the world to do this for a living, yeah, I would do it. You know, but such as life.
Jamaica.
I don't win a lotto or something.
I don't know.
You're not falling off. All right, you're still there. Right,
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
right,
Okay.
right.
So other persons have been calling for your brand extension. I think they use that term in marketing, where you pivot. Do you see yourself pivoting in terms of like food reviews, movie reviews, that kind of atmosphere?
Well, I can't do carnival whole year, so I do review anything that lends itself to a review. Like so, I might not review the food because my food options are limited as a pescatarian, right? I could tell you the pork look good or the beef smell nice.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't tell you how it
Yes,
tastes, right? And I used to really touch your pork, but 5 years now, no meat, just
very
fish.
good.
Uh, but I would review the restaurant. I could tell you about the
Okay.
service. I could tell you about why I eat, that kind of thing. Um, I've reviewed books. I've reviewed when I go on trips. Um, what I plan to do is more video,
Right.
more interaction with people. Part of my issue was I didn't like the sound of my own voice.
Mm.
So I just used to write. That way it was safer. I don't want to hear my stupid voice on no video or anything, right? But you know what? I guess I can. Maybe I could do the review in video and write, because some people prefer the writing.
Yeah.
But I real work though. That is real.
Yes, it
Uh,
is.
if you go on my YouTube channel, you will see videos I've done of trips to Tobago, to Colorado, to other places, and those take forever to edit. You know,
Yeah.
but
I don't know. Kyle Boss and all these people do this so quickly.
yeah. Well, TikTok has made it a lot faster to do these things. You could film it on your phone, edit it, or you could do that real easy. But if you want to do a proper full edit in software on your desktop, well, that takes a while,
Yeah.
right?
And do you have that time?
Um,
Having a
Sometimes
full-time job?
I have a full-time job, yes. I have 4 dogs to deal with. Well, my wife does the most of the work with that, with them dogs. Um, yeah, so, I mean, I have some time, but I will be spending all my time doing that, and I can't hire nobody. So,
Why?
uh, how I paying them?
Would you
How?
would you money from the merch? Money from your sponsors?
I'm a sponsor. Putting it out in the universe
Print
for
it
me.
out?
Thank you, thank you, thank
Yes,
you.
remember we spoke
Yeah,
about
thank
you
you,
being
thank
a
you.
brand.
Manifest. Yes. Look, my wife saying I have no time.
No time. I know, because but I know video is the way forward. So personally, I would like to see some level of video growth in that area. So instead of scrolling down, I click of a button and I'm seeing your review as it happens.
Yeah. I mean, I could try and do both. I will see.
Yeah.
It might take a little bit longer to get the video, but you could get the you could get it at normal time. Yeah.
Okay, we should be wrapping up here. I seen your dogs are ready for you.
Yeah.
But I did
But
want to know though, because we're speaking about you have a 9 to 5 and your different time commitments and stuff. When did you decide? I know you said you got the pressure from your peers. When did you decide this is something I want to devote time to? What was the turning point that said, yeah, my friends telling me to do this, but yes, it was there a moment you said, let me do this seriously.
um, I think in 2018, um, I started writing more things, and more people started to react and comment and that kind of thing. I was like, you know what? Let me explore it and see. And in fact, it will declutter my personal page with all these things because when I put certain other things, people don't see it. Um, so I think it was because of that I decided I would give it a try and started in 2019, and I had no idea it would have reached where it reached. I was just, I've always said I wasn't doing this for money. I wasn't doing this for followers. I was doing it for me because I enjoyed the writing,
Yeah.
right? People just feel I just like to hear myself talk and I real opinionated. Maybe so, but Facebook gives people like me a forum to say what we want. And who like it, who don't like it, keep strolling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you do the vanity metrics? I know you said you like to see people engaging, but are you like, oh my God, I grew by only 100 this month, or are you
Nah,
into
nah,
so are you
that.
checking?
In fact, before I did the giveaway for
Yeah.
QRC
Mm-hmm.
tickets, I didn't even realize I was up to about 6,800 followers or something, so right? And then after that, um, doing reviews and then it started to build and uh, so now that I probably got 1,000 more followers in the space of a month and a half. I was like, wow, that did show up on the dashboard. I was like, hey, that's a lot of growth, right? Now, I don't know what else is going to happen to either keep that momentum or shoot it forward. Maybe this interview might help. Um, but I realized, though, I don't like putting out content just for putting out content's
Yeah.
sake. It have people who have to post every day, every day, every day, whether it adds value or not. I don't want people to say this man posting again. I don't need to see he eat. I don't need to see him brush his
Right.
teeth. I don't want to do that. I will post when I have something to say. So you might find a week pass, 2 weeks.
Nothing.
There was a time I didn't post anything for about 2 months. And people were asking me if it was like a mini sabbatical because nothing was going on for me
Yeah.
to want to write about.
Yeah. I get that.
So, and then people, I ask people for topics they want me to write because in addition to reviews, I write about personal finance, I write about economics. I did something called Tananomics, which were explaining economic concepts in basic terms for people. Um, yeah, so things like that I do to keep engagement and to help people because some people stop me and say, hey, that Tananomics thing, why you stop doing it? That was helping me. Now I understand the budget. I understand this. I understand that. So,
Okay. But I was shared on the same platform as Tana, or you keep it
yeah,
strictly
yeah, yeah.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You meant to have a well they said Tananomics, but it would have
Yeah,
been
I call it Tananomics, yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So if you go
And why
to the
log
website and search for that, you can find it.
okay. And why Tana's log and not Tana's blog?
It's a play on Star Trek, Captain's Log, where it's star
Yeah.
date, whatever, whatever, and you write on whatever. So instead of Captain's Log, it's Tana's Log, my log. I write it down
Oh,
what's going on. Yeah.
I get it. Because what is he logging? But I get it. I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're tagging movements. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's next? I mean, we're wrapping up. We've been back and forth for about 2 hours.
Um, no, as I said, I'm probably gonna try to do some more videos, try to hit some more non-traditional events, or not traditional for me. Um, and see where it goes. I mean, um, I take trips to different places that I would love to share with people
Mhm.
and show them the kinds of things that I have outside there that they may not be aware of. Um, so yeah, what is Risha
Thank
saying?
you.
You see,
What?
you see, she ridiculous, no? Yeah.
She's a darling. Okay, guys, unless there's any more questions, I would like to thank you for taking the time. It's had a nice meeting you. I mean, I've been a fan, and my first introduction was through Risha. She would just share everything you did. Share. I want to Risha,
As she
right?
is supposed to, as
Yeah.
she is obligated to do.
Yes. So she's one of your biggest fans. I'm so happy you guys have each other and the support system you have with your wife and your friends and your network. So all the best. I'm
Thank you.
gonna keep
It was
following
fun.
and watch you go from strength to strength and say, hey, I interviewed him once. I hope he remembers me.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We could do this some other time, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Update.
Okay. Who's
Yeah.
rolling it? Risha's rolling her eyes. But we will do this again.
All right.
So we
Thanks for
love you
having
now.
me.
Have a good weekend.
All right, you too. Later.